Adoatv, bringing good things to life. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Good day and welcome to Adoatv Television. It's Xplosion right here every Friday 4:45. We bring you the update as far as our local sporting scene is concerned. Today we have very interesting topics to share and discuss with you. We are going to be joined by journalists from different countries to share their opinions as far as football and some happenings are concerned in our country and beyond our country. Still, Accra has to focus in the news. Kumasi Asante Kotoko is in the news. There is a big challenge with Wydad Casablanca's game against Kaiser Chiefs from South Africa. There have been some back and forth as to whether the game will be played or not. We'll bring you some more insight and updates with regards to that particular game. But don't forget that we are streaming live on Facebook, Adoatv Television Ghana. Kindly go to Facebook, share the show, like the page, and then share the show and make sure other people also get to see what we are discussing today. I'm sponsored by Blue City Fashion and Accessories. Blue City Fashion and Accessories deals in men's African prints, ladies wear fashion ties, bow ties, flying ties for your engagement, for your parties, for your Sunday church services, like my beautiful African print. Blue City Fashion is responsible for this beautiful one that I'm wearing. Kindly contact them and they will make sure that you are looking fabulous and you are fit for every single occasion that you want to attend. Natco Physiotherapy and Wellness Center. We are not in normal times. There are some illness, people have had accidents and all that. If you are recovering from an accident, you need your body parts to move well and function properly. Some parts of your body should function properly, and this is where I recommend NACTCOF Physiotherapy and Wellness Center for you. If you are recovering from a long-time illness, I mean, they can even help you. You know that physiotherapy needs sometimes even helps prevent injuries. So I recommend NACTCOF Physiotherapy for you. Kindly contact them, go to them, let them attend to you. Physiotherapy needs, I mean, they would help some parts of your body. Sometimes because of stress and pressure from work, you go home and some parts of your body, you are feeling numb and all that. This is where you need NATCOF. Let them attend to you and every part of your body is going to function properly and you're going to live long. The 3 Stars Industries deals in roofing tiles, rain gutters. I always say that these times are not the times that you want to go and throw your money away for some people to just take your money and give you inferior goods. You want to go to 3 Stars Industries. They deal in quality. Quality is their hallmark. 3 Stars Industry deals in roofing tiles, rain gutters, among many other construction works. Kindly contact them and make sure that they sort you out, and you would not regret ever. You would never regret doing business with 3 Stars Industry. These are my sponsors for today. I'll take a very quick message from them, and when I come back, we go straight into action.
Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
NADCOF Physiotherapy and Wellness Center presents Black Stars footballer Jerry Akaminko. Jerry chose NADCOF Physiotherapy and Wellness Center to increase his performance. Their team of specialists use modern trends in physiotherapy to manage complex conditions in pain management, stroke rehabilitation, pediatric physiotherapy, sports injury rehabilitation, weight management, and so much more. Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center, your reawakening destination. Contact them now.
Hi, welcome to 3 Stars Industries Limited, the world's original stone-coated alu-zinc roofing tile made in New Zealand. Give your house a modern look with Rosat roofing tiles and our well-designed concrete parapets and rainwater collector systems. We have modern classic tiles, Milano tiles, and shingle tiles. Our shingles are directly installed on the bath. No need for plywood board. Save money today. Our products are environmentally friendly, cost-effective, maintenance-free, fire-resistant, burglar-proof, heat and sound insulation, ultraviolet and corrosion-resistant, leak-proof, does not rust and does not change color. Make your family happy today with Rosat Roofing Systems. Enjoy our 30% discount. Why offer last? 3 Stars Industries Limited. Sidai Nasanya Home Faswa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Numun super na wanya pomuden se wo ba numun so a hwe hu ni se eye mega purified mineral water eye nso a yeto ni baby pa asaso ni so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manumun super mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na aye ede na nkabia ni atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na mhen wa bewrem eye very hygienic obia di wadanse mega mineral water neatly packaged for 500 ml bottles mu na wani bosua na okon donsio wo benya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone call dodo wa Amanfro Tipa Junction and afre 050 7055 409 and 055 392 1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
John, wofini nyo. Wow, ede yefe, ede wabwejuma. I check wofina, oyefe wankasa from Asatek. Oh, na Simon roofing sheets aba bebre nice keke. Why na kachel? Asatek roofing sheet die, enye nice keke o. With the bodan so echeye, enwe na che. Na won kales ahodo fefe bebre. No mo free roofing sheet no die. Who hear that we bia o. Na so the bodan so ejire so pampe. Wotumi so kiro mo se ne ope roofing sheet no. We twa de sama pepepe. Mamopo Asatek money there. One technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so aware your on-site installation. Ni boso kura dafon pa. Oh yes, quality ni bo dafamine. Asatek 5 days pay na musa kan order na waye after sales service proper binso. Hwehwe Asatek Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, Ebenkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region. So Asatek Takrade Anaji, Yeni Princeland Hotel and di hwenimu. And a Volta Region yawo Akachi South District Assembly kwan so ha.
Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center presents Black Stars footballer Jerry Akaminko. Jerry chose Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center to increase his performance. Their team of specialists use modern trends in physiotherapy to manage complex conditions in pain management, stroke rehabilitation, pediatric physiotherapy, sports injury rehabilitation, weight management, and so much more. Nadkoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center, your reawakening destination. Contact them now.
Hi, welcome to 3 Stars Industries Limited, the world's original stone-coated alu-zinc roofing tile made in New Zealand. Give your house a modern look with Rosat roofing tiles and our well-designed concrete parapets and rainwater collector systems. We have modern classic tiles, Milano tiles, and shingle tiles. Our shingles are directly installed on the bath. No need for plywood board. Save money today. Our products are environmentally friendly, cost-effective, maintenance-free, fire-resistant, burglar-proof, heat and sound insulation, ultraviolet and corrosion-resistant, leak-proof, does not rust and does not change color. Make your family happy today with Rosat Roofing Systems. Enjoy our 30% discount. Why offer last? 3 Stars Industries Limited. Sidai Nasanya Home Faswa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African print and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Numu supa na wanya pomuden se wo ba numu nsu a hwe hu ni se eye mega purified mineral water eye nsu a yetu ni baby pa asaso ni so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manumu nsupa mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na ye ede na nkabia ni atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na mhenu aberem eye very hygienic obia di wadanse mega mineral water neatly packaged for 500 ml bottles mu na wani bosua na wokon donsio wo benya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone call dodo wa Amanfro Tipa Junction and afre 050 7055 409 and 055 392 1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
Adoatv, bringing good things to life. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome back from that break. It's Xplosion right here on Adoatv, and thanks to my sponsors for making sure I am always on your screens to bring you, as far as football is concerned, updates on our local scene. I mentioned earlier before the break that we are going to go all the way to Morocco and speak to Lofty Wada very, very soon. But before that, let me remind you that as we speak, Ashanti Gold and Indiana Stars are playing in the Week 14 Ghana Premier League fixtures all the way in Obuasi. So Ashanti Gold is playing at home to Indiana Stars, and as it stands now, it is 3 goals 3-0. Ashanti, 4-0. Frank Akoto scored the first goal through a penalty. Yawano scored the second, and David Abagna Sandan has also scored 2 for Ashanti Gold against Indiana Stars. Tomorrow, God willing, Inter Allies will be playing against West African Football Association, that is WAFA. And on Sunday, Karela United will play against Liberty Professionals. Brekum Chelsea versus Dreams. Elmina Sharks versus Mediema. Bichem United would be playing against Legon City's Kent Faisal would host Asante Kotoko, but that game is not going to happen because Kumasi Asante Kotoko is playing in the CAF Confederations Cup. They are traveling to Algeria, and so that game has been postponed. Hearts of Folk would host the Busian Dwarfs, and 11 Wonders would also play against Accra Great Olympics. Okay, so 4-0 to Ashanti Gold versus Indiana Stars. This is the week 14 fixtures for the Ghana Premier League. We will bring you updates as far as that particular game is concerned and more updates on the Ghana Premier League. But before I go on to the internet, let me say, before my guest on the internet joins me, Luftiwada, all the way from Morocco, let me remind you that we are going to speak about what is happening with regards to Morocco. That is Wydad Casablanca in Morocco. What happened was that the CAF Champions League game was supposed to happen, and unfortunately, because of travel restrictions, Wydad notified Kaiser Chiefs that they cannot travel to Morocco because of the new variant of the virus, COVID-19, that had entered South Africa. So there has been some back and forth on that. Apparently, Egypt decided to host them because they needed neutral grounds to play. At some point, Egypt had to withdraw. When Egypt withdrew, Kaiser Chiefs was not notified. And so when another date was given to Kaiser Chiefs also came in and said that, there were so many arrangements before them and they could not forfeit some of them. And there has been this back and forth. We would go into that, as well as Kumasi Asante Kotoko's chances in Algeria. But I have Iman Omoni with me in the studio to look at Kumasi Asante Kotoko's chances, as well as what is happening in CAF. If there is more time, we would quickly touch on the CAF elections and see how it ends. Moni, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
How are you doing, boss?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm also great. I know you are not happy. I mean, for some time, but it's part of football.
Yeah, it's well.
Anyway, quickly on that, Ashgold and Indiana, I think I'm surprised a little bit by the scoreline.
Yeah,
4-0.
4-0 defeat to Adriana is quite a heavy loss to them, because prior to this game, they lost to Dreams.
Yes.
By 4-2.
Yes.
So people expected that they'll bounce back, even if they should lose this game.
And even before that, Liberty went there to win against them.
Yeah, and that was also a shocking result to lose at home to Liberty. But for them to be defeated by Ashgold 4-0, they considered a penalty and other 3 goals. I think it's a heavy blow for Adriana, especially this is when they want to champion or they want to contest for the Premier League title. For them to lose to Ashgold in that manner is quite humiliating.
There's another side to this. You realize that Ashgold started the league and they were the only side that was scoring 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. And then it went off. It's just to say that they are trying to announce their presence once more.
Yeah, Ashgold started this season on a very good note. I remember they beat Karela in their opening game.
Yes.
That was when people got to realize that Hans Kofi was here to stay in the league, and Hans Kofi was here to prove his worth as a true veteran of the game. But it got to a time, I don't know whether their participation in the African tournament also reduced their form. But after all, they got eliminated, they came back to the league. And I'm sure that Ashgold have not had an impressive run. They lost certain games we expected them to.
Since they lost against Legon Cities, I mean, they have never recovered.
And they had a draw in one of their games. I think they also went to Cape Coast also. They had a loss to Drafts in Cape Coast. So I think Ashgold, they started quite well. But just like the other team, most of them have not had consecutive wins. They win 2 or 3 games. They go back and get a draw against a weaker team. So just like other team, Mediama, they win 2 or 3, get a draw. But I think it will be a good news for them to beat Aduana by 4-0. Heavy statement there by Ashgood.
Now let's quickly look at what will happen on Sunday. With all these things happening to Accra Hearts of Oak, they are playing Xplosion Dwarfs in Accra. Normally, fine, Xplosion Dwarfs have been rising up the league log, but I mean, had it not been these recent issues, Hearts of Oak were in a very good position to beat Xplosion Dwarfs. But it doesn't look like that this time around because of the issues surrounding the club. Yeah. What should we expect on Sunday? Would they lose? Do you think they still have that mental fortitude to go through this game?
I believe Accra House of Oak is one of the oldest clubs in the country, and I believe these challenges Accra House of Oak is going through it's a normal challenge for the club. I believe and hope so that the structures in Accra House of Oak will help them bounce bigger and better. If it had happened to a Division 1 club or a Division 2 club, yes, I would say that since coaches have gone, management members have left, it will affect the club. But it seems like Accra House of Oak should be able to manage these challenges that they are facing. Dwarfs, I remember they drew with Accra Great Olympics right here in Accra. Even though they are doing well in Cape Coast, on their away trip, they've done well.
I think they came to beat Inter-Allies in Accra
right
2-1. Yeah,
they beat Inter-Allies here in Accra. So for Accra House of Oak, I believe they want to put everything they are facing behind them. And Coach Papage have left. We've heard that he has signed on to a new team in South Africa. And there's a report of Nisa Bankwe, who has been with the club for decades.
So many years.
So many years, seen a lot of legends pass through the club, also leaving. My problem is not the way, they leaving, but it's the way a manner they live.
But we will actually come to the issues facing Accra House of Oak. But let's quickly see their chances in Xplosion Dwarfs. Xplosion Dwarfs have had a good run of games towards this particular game. Hearts of Oak has been on and off. They have not been really, yes. And what also propounds their issues is the fact that in the past week, I mean, House of Oak has been hit by one issue after the other. Players have been disrupted. Training has been some way because until yesterday, Richard Kingston had to step in and come and train with the club and all that. So I don't know. Even though Xplosion Dwarfs is coming from Cape Coast to play an away game, perhaps they can use these things to their advantage and then upset Hassel or add to the woes of Accra.
Okay, so aside the off-the-pitch issue, which has to do with management, I think House of Oak has a little problem when it comes to on the pitch. Nuruddin Aziz has been injured. Lawan, the midfielder, has also been injured. Luckily for them, Nete is picking up form. But my issue will have to do with the captain, that's Fatah Mohamed.
Yes,
with his utterances, how he's able to come back and blend with the players, how they gel as a team. Because when Fatah came, I'm sure that you might get some section of the players who might not agree with the way manner he brought out his assertions. For us of all to gel together, and that would have boiled down to the captain to bring the unity on the field. And this is the same captain who have said a lot of things. But I'm expecting Accra House of Oak to put everything behind us. That is if they will have their supporters behind them. Because it looks like a lot of supporters are agitated by what's happened.
But you know, Accra House of Oak has been banned and are playing behind closed doors already in the first place. And so you are not getting your supporters, that 25% in the stadium to support or cheer you up. That is one. And outside the stadium, supporters are still not happy with the playing body. So it becomes a big issue.
Yeah, I remember when House of Oak had to use Cape Coast Stadium for their home grounds. They didn't get their fans traveling from Accra to Cape Coast. But yes, still back at home, they had their supporters with them in prayers and whatever spiritual means the supporters who used to
support them
or support the team. So for them to have that kind of demonstration that happened
Monday,
days ago, some board members are being challenged as to their competence level, and some of them are being blamed for the misfortune that has happened. I believe House of Oak, like I said in the beginning, it's a big club. 1911 or so, 1911 is a big club that has won many titles, and these are one of the challenges every club should face. Is the way a manner they will come on top that will show that yes, indeed, they are the masters of the game, just like they want to be called. I want to predict a victory for House of Oak. if Larry Somalia come back, they have, and with the likes of Ulele for some time now, Asafok has been faced with some issues when it comes to goalkeeping. All their 2 goalkeepers have tested the Premier League this season. We had Richard Atta, he considered against Adriana, he was dropped. We brought in Richmond Ayi. Also, people want to blame him for the goals he considered against Accra Great Olympics. Now Richard Atta is back. I'm sure with the experience of Olele, it will bring a little bit assurance or finality to the goalkeeping issue.
Okay.
Mo Alasa has gone to the Black Stars training. We believe that he will come back
and join the team.
Okay.
Okay. As far as updates are concerned, let me quickly let you know that the under-20s are also, that's the satellites, are playing their Moroccan counterparts very soon. And I'm sure when we get Lufti on the line, he would also make a comment on that. But there's a quick lineup putting out there by the coach of the satellites team, Danlad Ibrahim. That's in the posts. Philemon Bafo, right back Samuel Abbey, Ashikwe, Olympics player, is there. Nathaniel Eje is there. Frank Kwabna Asinki is there. Patrick Mensah is there. Emmanuel Isiam, Abdul Fatau, Isahaku, Joseph Barnes, Mohamed Suleiman, and Precious Boa. These are the 11 players that are starting for the Black Satellites. We wish them well. Yes, we wish them well. The Moroccans are playing quite well in the tournament as well, but hopefully they come out victorious. Now, let's look at the fallout of what has happened since Monday. The demonstration happened. The fans went to the secretariat, made their agitations and their concerns clear to the board. Board responded. That has been the talk of town at the moment. Board responded and said that Costa Papage wanted to break the team rather. A player comes in and make disparaging comment as far as the coach is concerned. I mean, from where I sit, I feel it is highly unprofessional since I have never heard anything like this in association football, where a coach leaves and a player comes to sit at the press conference and address the media and say that the coach is at fault. The coach wanted to bring separated players. They had some favorites he was always using and blah, 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 blah. I feel the board has done a big disservice to the club, their fans, and all. My problem now is the fans. Per what Alhaji Akambi and Dr. Nyaho Tamaklu said. I always say that football fans are the only sect, the only section of people in football who are constant.
Yep.
Players come, they go. Coaches come, they go. Management, board members, administrative staff, they all come and then they go. But only fans remain. So I think it's high time we respect fans.
Yep.
I feel that Dr. Nyaho Tamaklu should come again. I'm so much concerned about his comments because it's about fans. Yeah. Maybe I may be wrong, but
for we as supporters of fans, you cannot blame us if the only thing we do is to call for good results.
We are the only people who do not get paid in all these things.
That's what I was like. We don't get paid. They even use their money to attend the various match centers. We buy jerseys for the club. So for supporters, if the only thing supporters are calling for is good results, then I think we cannot blame the supporters for that. As of the last time they won the league was 2009. It's been 12 years, if I should put it, since they last won the league. People don't want to use 12 years because we've not played the league for the past 3 years. But a team like Accra Asafok, supporters have been have starved themselves of a victory. I remember when Kim Grant left the club, I think on 31st December. Then after Kim Grant, the team was handed over to Coach Odum. Coach Odum was averagely good. COVID came. Then just last year, they heard that Asafok has appointed a technical director. He also left, I think, few days.
Is it Pinto? Pinto came in and then...
So he just left. There were rumors as to why Pinto left. People said they didn't read the contract well to him. That put aside, Coach Udum left. We brought Coach Papich, and there were rumors that Papich alleged that there were interferences from the board, from management, blah blah blah. He left. I expected Accra Suffolk management to have come clear on why Papich left. They should have kept it professional. They've just parted ways. I believe they shouldn't have responded to the rumor, because some people feel that Fatal Mohammed pressure was as a result of management influence for him to come from the board, for him to come and talk on behalf of the board.
Of course, he's a player, he's a captain of the side. I mean, how can he come out and...
But you don't put his future, because right now it's like an old employee leaving and saying bad things about a company. Most football clubs might be careful with such a player if you can come out boldly and say certain things. And if you look at the allegations that Fatal raised, yes, I'm going to say that some of the allegations might be true, some might be false. But the way and manner, like we all said, the way and manner...
But Money, as to whether some would be true. Now, you raise issues of favoritism. Okay. Who was favored over who? If you are looking at the favoritism itself, I mean, before Papich came, Fatal was on the bench.
Yeah.
And so is he trying to say that Papich favored him over Larry? I mean, for the past few months, since Larry broke through into the first team, we have seen Larry's performances. I mean, he plays one and everybody's applauding the guy.
Maybe
you understand?
Fatal was using himself as an example. I remember one of the qualifying series for Italy. I remember the coach wanted De Rossi to come inside. De Rossi protested that at this moment they needed a striker to come on, not he as a midfielder.
You understand?
Protested. So maybe, yes, Fatal might be using, because if you attend as a folk match, you realize that the only person that the coach has favored within this period is Fatal Mohammed, because before Coach Papi came, Larry was playing that position. He got a few knocks, or I think suspended.
Yes, and then you had to come in. And when you came in, Larry didn't come immediately. You were still playing.
So I don't know. And he also made allegations of players that were forced into the team right from injury. People might want to mention Emmanuel Nete. People might want to mention Obin, because the week Nete came back, he started against Accra Great Olympics, which most of the fans were not too happy about. So yes, his allegations might be on certain grounds, but we don't expect a professional player who is playing. The club has a PRO, which I expected that if the board wanted to communicate something to the general public, they use the PRO, they call for a press conference and use the PRO or the appropriate means instead of passing it through the players. But they have a big game ahead. I believe the supporters should all come back and rally behind the team. If indeed they want to break that league drought, this is the time, because Kotoko is doing quite well. A lot of the teams are and you cannot blame Coach Fabi, because he didn't start with the team. He didn't sign his own players.
You know, when he came, he made a few changes that affected the team. We saw it. Once he came, he played about first 3 matches he won.
Yeah.
And he played these games with players that were mostly on the bench for Accra Hearts. We saw Victor Edu coming in.
Yeah,
Victor Edu is currently Hearts folks top scorer with 4 goals. But he was on the bench before Papich came in. We saw Manaf on the bench. And we have seen Manaf's revival. I mean, the guy has been revived. Even Frederick Ansamboche's confidence, I mean, we saw him in a very, very different light.
Going up front.
Yes, this time around. We have seen Michel Sapon come back into the field again. We have seen, at some point, William Dinchi coming in. Randy Ovoka has played fantastically well. We have seen. I think since Papich came, only 3 players in House of Folk that I have not seen playing. Apart from that, every single player has a focus played. So
aside the players, we all could see some level of technicality in the way as a folk play. Even in the matches that has lost against Adriana, against Olympics, you see that Olympics, especially in the second half, as a folk played very, very well. Even though he used most of the players that Odum used, you could see a new level of Accra.
Exactly.
You see Ansabotre going a lot. And especially, I was very sad that Manaf was not called to the national team, because I believe if Manaf had played few more games under Coach Pape,
yes,
Manaf would be an excellent player for the Black Stars. So with Coach Pape, he did as well. He won, I think, 4, drew 3, lost 3 games. The 3 was against big teams, but you could see some level of fluid in the way they play, possession from the back, from Richidata to Mo Alassan to the midfielders, right before it gets to the attackers. So I believe if Papage had stayed longer, a lot of the players in Asafok would have improved. In the first 2 games, we saw Patrick Razak doing a lot of, people want to say, unnecessary rounds with unnecessary crosses. But I realized that in the few games Patrick played in, he ran straight into the box, want to make some
decisive decisions, yeah.
Instead of the run and cross. So with the under 15 coach, which is headed them, I don't want to see any different tactics from what Patrick played, because he just left, and I'm sure the coach wants to continue with the same system that he played until he settled and want to maybe come in with a different style.
Okay.
But for now, I want them to flow like the normal House of Folks.
All right, this is Xplosion right here on Adoatv. We are looking at Accra House of Folks chances in Sunday's games with regards to everything that has been happening in the past few days to the club. We are going to take a very quick turn and say thank you once more to our sponsors. When we come back, Xplosion continues.
Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center presents Black Stars footballer Jerry Akaminko. Jerry chose Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center to increase his performance. Their team of specialists use modern trends in physiotherapy to manage complex conditions in pain management, stroke rehabilitation, pediatric physiotherapy, sports injury rehabilitation, weight management, and so much more. Nadcoff Physiotherapy and Wellness Center, your reawakening destination. Contact them now.
Supa na wanya pomuden se wo benum nso a hwe hu ni se eye mega purified mineral water eye nso a yetu ni baby pa asaso ni so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manum nsupa mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na aye ede na nkabia ni atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na mhen wa bewrem eye very hygienic obia di wadanse mega mineral water neatly packaged for 500 ml bottles mu na wani bosua na okon donsio wo benya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone call dodo wa Amanfro Tipa Junction and afre 050-7055-409 and 055-392-1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
John, ufi new. Wow, Edeyefe, Edi wabwejuma. I check a roofing now. Oh, you fell one casa from Asatek. Oh, na Simon, roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catch hell? Asatek roofing sheet today, and you're nice keke with the bot.
Adoatv, bringing good things.
Welcome back from the break. Is Xplosion. Thanks to my sponsors for making sure I'm able to come your way. But I have Lofty on Zoom to talk to about Kumasi Asante Kotoko's chances as far as the game against Setif in Algeria is concerned, as well as the what is happening in Morocco with Wydad's situation. They were supposed to play Kaiser Chiefs in the Champions League, but that game hasn't been honored yet. He will tell us a little bit, and of course comment on the under-20 game between Ghana and his country, Morocco. Lofty, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. But let's quickly go straight to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, all the way in Algeria, playing against Setif. The first leg ended in favor of Setif, a high-flying Setif. Kumasi Asante Kotoko will attempt to turn the fixture, even though they couldn't win the first leg in Accra, Ghana. What is your observation from the first leg? Do they have any chance in the second leg?
Well, I think the first leg has been very has been very balanced. First of all, because Asante Kotoko had the ball, but at the end of the day, Sétif managed to catch them on the counter. In a typical fashion from their coach Nabil El Kouki, who is my countryman, actually. He comes from Tunisia, so he did the job. He always played like this away from home. So they managed to catch Asante Kotoko on the counter, and they took for me a very big lead before the return leg on Sunday in Steve.
Okay, so they are supposed to play Sétif in Algeria. Is there any chance for them?
Because I think to be honest, I would say that it will be a very uphill battle, because Steve, like as you know, like most of North African teams, are very dominant at home, and they mostly do the job very well at home. And I think there have been previous games between Ghanaian clubs and Steve. I think there was Adoatv Star in 2018, if I'm not wrong. Adoatv Star won 1-0, and then Steve made the difference 4-0 in Steve. And it was, I think it was at that time of the year also. It was very cold also. It was a very cold night, and it will be, I think, very cold on Sunday also. So I fancy Steve to make it and to make the double of Okotoko and to maybe win 2 or 3-0. I think.
The last time Kumasi Asante Kotoko traveled to Algeria, they played a 0-0. I mean, the last 2 games in Algeria has all ended in a draw, 1-1 and a 0-0. Does this put Kumasi Asante Kotoko in any good position, considering that they have quite a good record in Algeria?
I think it's a different story for me personally, because this time they have to beat Steve 2-0. I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So they have to beat Steve 2-0, and considering Sétif, that they have this advantage away from home, and considering their form, especially since the arrival of Nabil El Kouki at the helm of the team, they are the arch favorites to make it to the group stages, more of their form, as said seconds ago, because you know, they have quality players. They are dominant, and they have the psychological factor in their favor. As you know, it's complicated and very important in the same time to win away from home in those African inter-club fixtures. When you win away from home, you have made psychologically and even on the sporting ground, you have made a massive step toward the next round.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes the task very difficult for Kumasi Asante Kotoko to attempt to turn the fixture in their favor. Understood. But let's quickly move from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Can you tell us the situation with Wydad Casablanca and Kaizer Chiefs?
Yes, you know, it has been. I think it was a thing which was going to happen, because you know, Moroccan authorities aren't allowing South African residents and citizens and whatever from entering in their country, by fear, you know, to spread even more the COVID variant, the South African COVID variant. So I think it was a situation the game wasn't going to be in Morocco, but now they are in an even bigger. There's an even bigger problem. Sorry, as Egypt, you know, the place which was supposed to host the game. I think it was today. Yes, it was supposed to take place today. There, Egypt has refused also to host the game. So CAF are in a very tough situation, and they have to take the best decision, because the games now has been planned for next Friday or next weekend, if I'm not wrong. So they have to take a quick situation, because you had also a game for the same reason in Algeria.
Yeah.
Belouizdad were supposed to host Sundowns, and the game has been also cancelled for the same reason. So we are facing a very tough problem, and I hope CAF will take the best decision, because we have seen also we have seen also the same problem also with Bloemfontein. They played against River United in Benin, as the restrictions are loosened and are easier. So we'll have to see what will happen. Then hopefully a decision must be taken, because at this rate, no games between with involving South African teams will be played. And the South African Federation has reacted just I think hours ago. They published a statement saying that CAF must apply the rules, etc., etc. So I hope definitely that CAF will take the best decision, because at this rate we won't be even able to complete the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederation Cup at this rate.
But Egypt released a statement apologizing and saying that they cannot host the game between Wydad and South Africa. They didn't state any reason. Do you have any hint on why they decided to reject hosting the game?
Well, honestly, I don't know, but I fancy them that it's because of the same reasons that Wydad submitted to CAF, and that Moroccan FA actually said to CAF. So I think it's for the same reasons. Even though I think if I was informed and I was told that the restrictions concerning South African citizens and the rest aren't as hard as in, for instance, in Morocco or Tunisia or Algeria, as you saw with just hours ago, I would say, with Belouizdad the Sundowns game cancellation. So it puts really the competition in limbo at this rate. If we continue, it will put definitely the competition in limbo. If no solution is found.
Okay, that's quite a big task for CAF. Quite unfortunate, all these things are unfolding at this point where the competitions are taking shape. But is there any escape route for CAF, looking at how the virus variant is entering other countries? Traveling restrictions are being imposed by countries. Is there any escape route, or we would get to a point where CAF may have to put a stop on the competitions?
Yes, I think there's, and for me, it was the best solution possible. The best solution possible would have been to copy what AFC, the Asian Football Confederation, did for the Champions League. They gathered the groups in one country. I think it was in Qatar last autumn to finish the competition, and then you had also, and it will be similar for this year also, where you will have, for instance, each country will host a group, because we have the same, you have almost the same, the competition are both the same. So each country will host a group. And I think it could have been done this way, for instance, for CAF, when you would have, for instance, a group in Egypt, one group in Algeria, one in South Africa, one in Morocco, and then do the same for the CAF Confederation Cup, and even maybe, even to resolve the problem even more, we could have done that, when everyone has done his has finished his league, because most of the teams, which are playing the group stages, have their leagues which are on the same timeline. So it would have been solved like this, finish. It could have been, they could have said, finish your league, you play the qualifying rounds, finish your league, then we gather you in let's say in Egypt, etc., and then you finish the group stages there, etc., and it would have been for me it would have been the best solution to avoid all those controversies, because also there have been accusations of tests being hampered, etc. So we are not seeing yet the end, I think.
Okay. Now, a few hours ago, about an hour or two, CAF has released a statement that tomorrow they are going to find an amicable solution for Wydad and Kaiser Chiefs. Can you are you anticipating any solution?
Well, considering that those are two very powerful countries in CAF, behind the scenes of CAF, I think it's definitely sure that the game will be played either on neutral ground, and I think mostly on neutral ground, instead of seeing the real regulations being applied, because the regulations are clearly stating that the team which cannot host the game, etc., should be considered as forfeit, and the team which was supposed to come will be given the 3 points. So I think definitely a situation will be taken, and I think it won't be personally just for this Wydad game, but also for all the games involving South African teams, even for Orlando. I think they are pretty much in group stages, as they have beaten Botswana's team just last weekend 3-0 away from home. So I think yes, I think they will be able to. CAF will try to find a solution, and the best solution I think will be to play those games away from home on neutral ground for both teams, to preserve equity and fairness for both teams.
Okay, very interesting insight into these discussions there. But the FIFA president is also in Mauritania. There are reports that is suggesting that there are some other motives behind his visit. It's actually not because there is a tournament or there are some sporting activities happening in Africa, but there are other motives as far as the CAF elections are concerned. Do you share the same view?
Yes, I absolutely share the same view as many people, because it's evident for me that his tour in Africa in the past season, even in the past hours, is definitely to support his poster boy, who is Ahmed Yahya of Mauritania, the president of Mauritania, who has done some, let's be honest, he has done some tremendous job for his country. But seeing FIFA meddling in CAF affairs like this, honestly, it's heartbreaking. They are always saying that there's no interference, etc., that confederations are free, etc., but they are proving with this tour, because they are touring definitely all countries. They were touring just hours ago Central African Republic, a country which is poverty stricken, etc., and they received a royal welcome, which is an absolute disgrace. They were even decorated, etc., and it's evident that his presence in Africa I think it's in 12 or 20 days the elections are taking place in Morocco. It's evident that it's to push for his candidate, who is definitely Ahmed Yahya, although he has a good CV, if I can say that, because he has done a tremendous job, as you all know, in Mauritania and for Mauritanian football.
Now, have we, with the interference and FIFA meddling in the affairs of CAF, can we say we have also contributed to that? Looking at certain happenings in the Confederations of African Football's management of African football, most of the time we have had Ahmad's issues coming out, issues that we do not expect, issues that we expect CAF to manage it very well internally, go up to FIFA. We have seen FIFA sending more like supervisors to come and then supervise our work. Have we all contributed as CAF? Have we contributed to these things happening? That is why perhaps FIFA keeps on meddling in our activities.
I absolutely agree with you. Because it started with the appointment I would say the agreement to let Mrs. Fatma Samura being appointed in a very weird role, you know, because nobody knew her real role.
Exactly,
Sorry.
exactly.
It was a kind of lie, you know. She was an employee or whatever, secretary or whatever to to see what, to foresee what was going to CAF, etc. And yes, first of all, with allowing her and accepting that, we definitely gave in a certain way FIFA's our approval to FIFA. And secondly, also let's not forget that the actions of CAF members, what either it's Mr. Ahmed or the CAF exco members, the actions of those people definitely allowed FIFA to intervene, because you know the situation is atrocious when you see, for instance, you have money which is allocated for African football, which is used to make pilgrimage, to make Islamic pilgrimage. It's absolutely immoral, to pay for marriage and more other pitiful things. You know, as you perfectly said, we have given them the right to intervene with the CAF, with their poor actions and their despicable behavior.
Okay, Lofty, thank you very, very much for speaking to us. We would come back once more to speak to you with regards to the CAF elections and, of course, what is happening in the CAF competitions. We are very grateful for your time, Lofty.
Thank you very much again for your invitation. It's always a pleasure.
All right. Okay, that was Lofty Wada, a journalist from Tunisia, and giving us his thoughts on the situation with Wydad Casablanca and Kaizer Chiefs, as well as the CAF elections. And of course, he made a few comments on Kumasi Asante Kotoko initiative as well. Quickly on the comments, Kotoko and CAF elections.
Just a quick one. He was spot on with his analysis. For Kotoko and Setif, I think it's a done deal for Setif. It will be a tall mountain for Kotoko to climb, because history will not favor Kotoko to get back win on away ground. So for maybe Kotoko want to prove himself by getting a draw or maybe a minimal goal difference. But I think it's a done deal for Setif. With the CAF elections, it's quite tricky because there's a lot of political movement going on. Nobody does any movement without any political, because the seat is hot. People want to unseat Ahmed. Ahmed has been cleared to
contest again.
So it's quite dicey. But for me, the achievements of Ahmed would be to solve this COVID issue in terms of restrictions in other countries. If this is solved, I think it did well by bringing the COVID referee or COVID
official
to solve this issue. I think if this is managed well, his position to contest or his position to win will be for.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, my brother Emmanuel Moni. He's the spokesperson for Accra Young Boys, the Division 1 club. They are doing very, very, very well. Next week, he will give us updates from the camp of Accra Young Boys. But thanks to you for watching. Thanks to Lofty for joining us on Zoom. And thanks to my production team, producer, director, Odate, and his team. Thank you very, very much for putting this together. We'll come your way once again on Wednesday with more on Xplosion. Until then, stay with Adoatv Television, because we bring you good things in life.
Adoatv, bringing good things to life.